Good morning. How's everybody doing on this Sunday morning? All right, happy Sunday. So I have going back to work tomorrow. Enjoyed my week off for ski week. Enjoyed some rain and some wind and some sunny days. Got all the weather crammed into 1 week. It's just cloudy and sunny today. But I know there's another storm headed in. So I think tomorrow we're supposed to be okay as far as rain, maybe a little bit. And then I think when I look like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it looked like we're going to have a lot more rain in the area. So my plants will love it. Me, not so much. Anyway, what is everybody up to this Sunday? How's it going? Only got a couple days left on my specials I have. And the eye specials that are going on up to 20% off. It's a great deal. So grab some stuff while it's on sale. If you just want to grab the link to my site just so you can browse around, check things out, just message me February and I can just shoot you over that link really quick. Okay. Aside from that, if you want to grab any of my great bundles or message those keywords to me, I'll talk about those in a minute. And if you're just interested in collagen, just message me collagen and we can chat about collagen. Okay. So I've been like obsessing over my new little baby hairs and my hairline and how it's coming in, and I'm not sure if you can see my gray hairline right here. I dyed my hair February 5th. Today is the 26th. It's been, that's 3 weeks. It's been 3 weeks and I have to there, right? So that much hair growth in 3 weeks. That's not normal for me. My hair doesn't usually grow that fast to where I'm noticing my grays within 3 weeks. It usually takes, I can usually go 2 months without feeling like I need to dye my hair. At this point, I'm already looking at it and going, oh man, I'm gonna have to dye it again soon, and I just did it. So collagen's working. Yeah, dog's in here hanging out with me. She's a little antsy. My husband got a big chuck roast slab. Thing's huge. So he's out there cutting it into different cuts of meat to freeze and save some money that way on some meat. It's just a process, and it kind of grosses me out. So I literally am hiding from that situation. All right. I got my hydrating eye mask on today. Clearly, I'm not in a hurry for anything today. I'm just kind of hanging out, getting ready for tomorrow. I got my laundry done and cleaning done already this morning. So I'm going to get off of here and make sure I'm all ready for the work week, and then get some family time in this evening or this afternoon. Hopefully I get done really fast and we can just hang out and have some fun this afternoon. It's kind of my schedule for today. But starting off with my hydrating eye masks. So I'll get my eyes nice and hydrated because I know starting tomorrow, back to work, and I feel like not being able to sleep how my body wants to sleep and forcing myself to wake up a little bit earlier is definitely shows in my eyes. Okay, so these eye masks have caffeine, they have chamomile, they have hydrogel, so it's calming, reducing inflammation, okay, adding hydration and helping to retain the hydration in your under eyes. So I have really dry under eyes, and this really helps, especially when I wear makeup. It's very noticeable how dry they are because most other makeups until now tend to get cakey under there. I'm not having that problem with this stuff because it has such great skincare ingredients. Okay, it also has licorice root, which is going to brighten that darker under eye area. Okay, so if you have darkness, if you have puffiness, right, these are a kind of cure-all. In addition to that, if you're putting on eye cream or any other eye serums afterwards, it really absorbs a lot more afterwards, which I thought was really interesting. Okay, so if you're interested in those, let me know and I can get you hooked up. She's like hating on the fact that there's a huge slab of meat out there and she can't have any of it. So she came in here and now she's crying to me about it. Okay. Oh, collagen too. I'm gonna take that today. Grab one of these guys. So if you haven't heard about collagen, you need to learn about collagen. You can listen to me, you can Google it, you can look it up, do whatever you gotta do, but do some research on collagen. Okay, so our collagen is a marine-based collagen. So if you have textured skin, dull skin, you have brittle nails, breaking hair, thinning hair, what else? All kinds of things that are related to skin, hair, and nails. If you're having any issues, this stuff is going to help you out so much. I'm telling you, within 4 weeks, since February 5th, my hair has already grown like that much. And that's not normal for me. Like, that's not normal hair growth for me. And my hair is starting to thin around here. You guys can see, like, this is new growth, right? New growth. Look at that. That is new. Okay. So it's getting a little crazy, but it's fine because it's going to grow, and then I'm going to have a thicker hairline again, which I'm so excited for. Okay, so this is a marine collagen. This is a liquid collagen. So being a liquid, it is absorbed, I forget the percentages, but I want to say it's like 90% more absorption rate is absorbed. Where like powder collagens, I want to say around the 60 percentile of absorption rate. So 1, it's liquid, so it's absorbed faster. 2, it's marine collagen, so this is going to have an effect on your hair, your nails, your skin, those kinds of things. This is also going to help your gut health. And I was curious, so I did a little looking into what specifically the marine collagen does for gut health. Well, for one, marine and bovine both help your gut health. So if you're with a bovine collagen, you're totally fine. You can use that, and it's fine. It works, right? If you, sorry, I thought I heard my family looking for me, but I guess not. If you use a bovine collagen, awesome. It's still going to help your gut health. But the marine collagen also will help your gut health. They're pretty equal as far as that goes. So what it does for your gut health is it actually heals and seals. Okay. So this is going to help heal your intestinal lining. It's going to help heal it, right? So if you have leaky gut, you might have it and you might not even know it, right? So this is going to help heal that, heal damage, and it's going to help strengthen the barrier, so it's going to help seal it. Okay, so it's not going to increase the probiotics, the good biotics that you need to have in your gut health and your flora, but will help retain whatever you do have. So if you're taking some other supplement to help increase your gut flora, then this is going to help keep that where it's supposed to be to promote a healthier gut. So in addition to hair, nails, and skin, you're also helping the inside of your body too. And it's like a tangy peach flavor. So, not too bad. And I'm telling you, within 15 days, I started seeing a difference. So if you're interested in that, just message me, Collagen, and I can send you more information. We can chat. If you just want my website to shop for it by yourself, just say February, and I can get you that website so you can check it out on your own. That's totally cool too. All right. So I think my eye masks have been on long enough. I also just wanted to chat about positivity. Rose water. It smells so good. Okay. So how do you stay positive when you are in going through a hard time, right? So I'm always talking about positivity, and sometimes it's the hardest is to get out of their mindset of a negative mindset. And if you're going through hard times, sometimes that is the hardest thing to do, is switch that perspective and pull yourself out, right? So how do you do that? What will help do that? Okay, so we're going to chat a little bit about that today while I just get ready for my day. All right, so a little bit of eye cream. So this is going to tighten and brighten. So I got some eye cream on. All right. So here's a lens to kind of look through. So if you're struggling with getting yourself to a positive place, if you're going through a hard time, right? So stay with me. It's kind of a long explanation, and again, I'm like regurgitating information from a podcast that I listen to, which I love, so I just want to share that with you guys. But if you are struggling to find positivity when you're going through a hard thing, okay, one, I think we always associate the word positive with happiness, which isn't always like the right word match to have. All right, this is my day moisturizer. So, and this, you guys, if you missed before, I'll send it to you as soon as I get off, Tracy. Thank you. This stuff is amazing. My sister-in-law says it's the best moisturizer ever. It has, I can't even say the word right now. My mind is so on positivity. Niacinamide, which helps treat acne naturally, and it also has Trilahus, which protects against desiccation to your skin, like decaying and stuff. And then you get to add 3 boosters to like target it to your skin. So it's really, really gonna help nourish and do all that. But it also helps treat, like, if you have any acne problems. If you don't, it just helps not clog your pores, so you're not gonna get any acne problems. Okay, so positivity doesn't always equal happiness, right? Like, that word doesn't always equal happy, at least the way that I'm like this perspective on it. Okay, so take this lens. Just stick with me. It's gonna be a long one. I promise it'll be good though. Okay, so if you start thinking about positivity being like the closest to the highest level of frequency, and I've talked about the high level of frequency being like love, right? And love is that highest level that you can be at. So if you take that love frequency and you like picture it on a sheet of paper, right? So you have a lined sheet of paper. I have an index card handy, so I'll show you my index card, right? And you have a lined paper, and you think of like love and that love frequency as being this like top highest part. And each line below that is going to be a different level, a different frequency in which you can operate in, okay? You with me? Makes sense still? All right, I'm going to take my concealer, okay? I'm going to take some moisturizer, and I'm going to 50-50 mix that together. So this concealer has vitamin E, it has caffeine, it has sodium hyaluronate, okay? So it's going to reduce wrinkles and fine lines while it's on my skin, okay? It also has squalene, which is a natural skin barrier, so it's going to help protect your skin, okay? I'll put some on my sunspots. I always start there so it can thicken. So it is a little bit thinner than some concealers, but if you want it a little thicker, one, you can build it. Two, if you let it sit for a minute, it kind of thickens on its own. All right, so positivity does not always equal happiness, right? And if you think of positivity as a frequency, and the highest frequency being that top of that lined sheet of paper, okay, you want to be at that highest frequency, right? So if you're struggling, the higher the frequency you can be at, it's the higher perspective you can have. So say you're halfway up that paper. You're able to look down to these other frequencies and see those perspectives and see that like if you're looking off a cliff, right? You climbed up this ladder so far, you're on this level, and you're looking down and you're able to see everything below you. Look how brightening. That's so great. So great. Okay. All right, so I wrote notes so I don't get too sidetracked and I don't forget what I want to talk about. So bear with me. Okay. So the more positive you are, the higher the frequency, the higher on that ladder, the higher on that piece of paper you're going to climb, right? So that gives you more perspective. Okay. I'm going to come reference this again later. So you're able to see more. And when you're higher up and you're looking down, it widens your perspective, right? It's not like so low. Okay, so just keep that in mind too. You have a wider, broader perspective, okay, which will help you in the long run. That's so pretty. So if I wanted more coverage, I could totally just go in with a little bit more and build it up to just be more, right? Okay, let me come in and blur out my sunspots. Bye-bye. Sun damage. For now, because getting my phaser lasered off sounds super scary to me, but I know people that do it and it does amazing things for your skin, but still scary. this off, wipe that off. Okay, so if you're operating at a higher perspective, you're giving yourself a wider perspective of what's happening, right? So when you have that one thing and you have a wider perspective, you're able to kind of like see it from all angles, right? You get a larger vision, and hopefully as you like get higher up and your vision of this situation broadens, at some point, I hope that you can see a connection to something positive happening somewhere, because we're all intertwined and everything's connected. And I really believe that. I believe that since I was a kid, and I'm glad I found this podcast that kind of really matches with how I felt about those things. All right, I'm going to go in with my damp beauty blender too, kind of just smooth this out a little bit more. Okay, this is my time to practice my makeup before I go back to work. New techniques, new things. Okay, so still with me, right? So as you have that higher perspective and you climb that ladder and your perspective of the problem on the ground widens and you can see all these things that are interconnected, I hope that you can really find something that is positive, like a positive connection, whether it's your future self operating with growing from this hard time that you're in and able to share that and help somebody else, or just some connection along the way that that you can find positivity in. Like, that's the ultimate goal with this. It's not always about us, and that's the hard thing when you're suffering and you're hurting, is to go, oh, there's other people, other things, like worldly things that I'm connected to that you sometimes can forget about. So this is kind of an exercise to bring you back to that like grounded state of those connections to other things. Okay, so this is my Serum Plus foundation. I just do a little pea-size amount on my hand. This stuff will last you 6+ months. I'm telling you, it'll last forever. Okay, and this is my kabuki brush, super soft, and I just kind of spread that around. Okay, all right. So if you think about it as if, like, close your eyes if you can, or just if you're good at picturing things. Imagery. Picture a tree in your mind, right? Picture a tree. And you're looking at that tree from like ground level, right? Like you're looking at this tree dead on. Okay. And you can see like the bark, and you can see maybe some moss, and you can see where the roots are going into the ground and kind of how those look, and the texture of the tree, and all the things that like a tree, a large like sequoia, we'll say, right? All the things that you can see staring that tree dead on, right? So that's your perspective. If you're at a low level, you're just staring this tree dead on, okay? But also if you can picture this tree, right? And you can do this zooming out exercise with this tree in your mind, okay? So it's a tree that you're picturing, right? And as you zoom out, you can see maybe a bee's nest, a couple branches up. You can see a bird's nest, maybe a raccoon's burrow up there. You can see other things within this tree, and as you get up into the higher canopies of this tree, you can see all these other different, really in the upper layers of trees, there's like a whole nother ecosystem up there. It's really neat. So you might see some of these other creatures that are up in this higher levels of these trees that you wouldn't normally see. Okay, so this is your own thought, right? This is your thought. You just created this tree. You're imagining this tree. I can make this tree purple, blue, green, whatever color you want it to be. This is my thought in my tree, and I'm zooming out of it, right? I created this thought of this tree, and now I'm zooming out and seeing this tree in a bigger connection. Maybe I can see the roots and how far those root systems travel, and what those root systems are doing, and how they're holding onto the earth, and they're keeping this mountain intact. And I can start to see this bigger picture of what this one tree is doing. Okay, so you can do this with yourself. But the other part of this is, if you can think of a tree as a thought that you have, all these other thoughts that you have are just your thoughts, and you can do this exercise with any of the thoughts that you have. So if you're having a hard time and you're struggling with a negative thought, or just something that isn't as positive, as in love as you want it to be, this is an exercise you can do with that. You can literally observe your thought as if it was the tree, right? And think about your thought as if it's the tree and you're observing it as an observer, not as if it's like yourself. And you can zoom out and see how that thought and that stuff can connect to other people, other things, the environment, the world around you, and find a positivity in it. And that is the perspective. That is the larger perspective. So as you can zoom out further and further, you kind of level up on this sheet of paper, right? So we talked about that paper. You kind of level up on this sheet of paper, bringing yourself up to a higher perspective, giving yourself a wider net of ways to look at the situation and how that is connected. I have to let her out. She's freaking out. All right. I'm freaking out. So that's kind of like the idea of it, right? So it's a little bit of imagery, a little bit of like just connecting to your own thoughts and your own feelings, and doing that in a way where you can see how you yourself are connected to everything else around you. And I know sometimes when we're struggling and in a hard time, that is almost like the hardest thing to do, is like to step out of ourselves, right, and take that thought and look at that thought from multiple perspectives, or just a larger view, right? So I hope this helps anybody who is struggling to be able to take that one situation. And I mean, you can do this with so many things, right? It could just be a job. Maybe you lost a job and you need that broader perspective on, you know, what are you gaining from your job loss? What are you learning? What are you growing from? Those kind of things. It could be if you've lost somebody, right? And how that's connected, and how you learning and growing and getting through that healing process can later on in the future help somebody else go through that process. Like, there's just so many ways that you can connect this if you're able to step out of yourself and like look at your thoughts as almost a third person perspective and get some enlightenment, give yourself enlightenment on how you're thinking and feeling. So back to makeup. This is bronzer. It's just a matte bronzer. So I'm going to go in and just contour my cheek a little bit. That was a little messy. A little bit much, but I guess we're going a little darker today than normal. Okay, so I just pull up and away, right? And I try not to drag too much. I try to more like tap and pull than dragging my skin, because I don't want to cause any extra pulling or creasing of my skin. I'm going to want to add more craziness to it, okay? I'm telling you guys, if I can do this, you can do this. It's so easy. So anyways, that was my takeaway from the podcast today, and there's a lot more to it than that. But I kind of just I can't regurgitate all of it. And I think without listening to the way that Henry explains it in other episodes, like some of the stuff is just a little bit, would be hard for me to explain in a way that makes sense or doesn't sound like I'm just crazy town. So if it's something that like, you're like, oh, that sounds neat, I can do that, I like this like thought process, let me know and I can send you the link to that too, because it's really been helping me like get a different perspective on a lot of things, really. So all right, so I went in with my matte bronzer and get my forehead a little bit. And I'm going to go in with Sisterly Blush, kind of right above where I put my bronzer. Yeah, this stuff is so pretty. This is my new favorite blush. I was never really a blush person, but this one, and I saw it and I like freaked out. I was like, there's no way that it's gonna look not crazy clown face on me. And look how pretty. Isn't that just so pretty? And on my nose. since I forgot, because using a beauty blender is kind of new to me, this whole process, I do want to make sure I get my forehead just so I can smooth that out a little bit more before it tries to set on any of my wrinkles on my forehead. Okay. Should have done my whole face, but I already put bronzer and blush on, so I don't want to go over that. It's a process, and I'm learning. All right, and then I'm going to go in with my highlight, which I love highlight. Always loved highlight, but I didn't like how a while it started sitting in. I think I hit 35, and I started noticing the lines on my face around my eyes more. And that's when I kind of like, when I put highlighter on, I would feel like it was sitting in it and like accentuating the wrinkles I have. And like, I didn't like that. So that's when I kind of started laying off of highlight. But now it's a game changer with the foundation and the concealer helping my skin. I can use highlight as much as I want. And I love it. Okay. So again, I go up on my brow bone a little bit just because when I put my eyeshadow on, I don't go all the way to my eyebrow, but I do like to have a little something there so it's not like makeup naked, right? You know what I mean? Okay, so this is my highlight. I did my bronzer as my contour, and I got my Sisterly blush on there. Okay, we got 2 days left of our makeup special, so if you need any eye makeup, brushes, anything like that, it is 2 days left to get up to 20% off that stuff. So you gotta get it while you can get it. Yep. So I'm gonna go in with Reverent, which is my base eyeshadow color. Put my brushes away and get a little organized. Before we use something expensive to practice getting across, I like to use a potato. When it comes to this, if you can already make brown butter, then you have a good sense of temperature control. Okay, so if you just want to quickly grab a couple of these liquid shadows and a mascara and an eyeliner and 2 brushes, you can just message me iTrio and I will get you hooked up with those things lickety split. But again, if you just want to browse the site and see what's there, just message me, let me know, and I'll send you the site. If you say February, I'll just send you that link. All right, so this is my shader liner brush. I'm going to blend out this Reverent. Look how pretty. So pretty. Okay, so I'm going to pull that, kind of blend it out. Okay, so for me, one of the best things is, look at, there's no fallout of eyeshadow. One of the benefits of our eyeshadows. Okay, so let me go in with Admired. I'm going to put this on as a liner on my bottom lashes. And again, this is that same brush. It's a 2-for-1. Okay, just put a little bit there. And I just kind of dab it on. And then I kind of buff it out a little bit. Okay. And what I do again is I kind of pull up and I make this little line, which I don't leave. Like, I don't leave it there. I just pull this line up, right? And then that's my line that I color in, and I do my darker shadow color. So I don't go too far out and make my eyes like droopy. I want to keep my eyes lifted. So I make a line so I can color in the lines. Right, so I'm going to go in with Ornate. Yeah, Ornate. And I'm just going to do a little bit today. blend that out very lightly. Bring it kind of to that line. Pull it up. So I get that lifted look. I don't need to help gravity. All right. Okay. It's very subtle look today. So, anybody doing anything fun today on their Sunday fun day? I'm gonna try to play some Crash Bandicoot with Logan. We've been getting some Mario Kart in lately, but I don't know. I like the old school Mario Kart. I don't like the Mario Kart on the Switch. So we're gonna try Crash Bandicoot today, I think. And see how that goes. Because I'm really good at Mario Kart on the Wii. And I'm not so good at Mario Kart on the Switch, and the kids play it more than me, so they're like better than me, and I'm like, I don't want to play. I'm like a poor sport mom. I'm competitive. I should probably just play when they're not here and get some practice in so that I can keep up with them. But my husband does well, so he's pretty good at all the games with the kids. All right, just a little subtle. Look at even just the smallest amount. It's so pigmented and pretty. Okay. All right. So that is that. I feel like there was something else I wanted to talk about and I totally forgot. I've ran out of words to say. And I got quiet in the house. Like somebody turned off the TV that was on in the living room. Brush out my eyebrow. So again, you see there's like no fallout from this eyeshadow. Right, that. I gotta clean as I go, otherwise it's just mayhem. It's like that. Okay, so I'm going to curl my lashes and then I'm going to put on some Twisted mascara. Okay. So, if you haven't heard me talking about the Twisted mascara yet, this stuff is fabulous. For one, it has two wands. Okay. It has two wands. It has a little wand and it has a normal size wand. Okay. And it has biotin in it, which is a B vitamin. Okay. Which helps with lash growth. And keratin production, right? So that's what biotin does. It does that. And if I feel like we hear these words all the time on like commercials and all that stuff, and they're like, oh, these building blocks, and they like make it sound so like amazing, but like unless you go look it up and understand how it works, it's kind of just words that you hear. So keratin, so biotin helps promote keratin, and keratin is what helps. Sorry, it's hard to mascara and talk at the same time. So it's the protein that supports hair growth. Okay, that's what keratin is. It's a protein in your body that supports your hair growth. So lashes are hairs. And I think we so easily forget that fact, that eyelashes, eyebrows are hair on our body. And we have to take care of it too. Otherwise they start to break off. They don't grow as long and as fast as they should. Okay, so this mascara has that in it. So it's going to help strengthen the hairs. It is going to help prevent breakage. So even though you're wearing mascara and you're wiping it off at night, washing your face, which I use that cleansing balm, so it like melts it off, so I'm not damaging my lashes anymore. And then that cleansing balm also has conditioning in it. So it's also conditioning my lashes at night when I'm cleaning my face off. Which hopefully, I'm hoping I'll have time tonight to do a night routine again. Those are fun. So, it smooths and it also binds water molecules to your lashes. Okay. So whenever I say water molecule, I just picture little baby raindrops. So it's literally binding water, which is like the thing that we need, right, to survive. It's binding water to your lashes. So it's hydrating your lashes. You know, we want to hydrate our hair all the time. We add things, leave-in conditioners, we add stuff all the time to hydrate our hair so it's not dry, breaking, and frizzy. Okay, so this is doing that for your lashes. All right, so that is just the little tiny wand. Okay, then I'm going to go back in with this normal size wand and get some extra coverage. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, look. How snazzy. I love it. So weird when it's quiet in the house and there's other people here. Like I said in the beginning, if you missed it, my husband got a big old chuck roast. He's cutting up into whatever parts and steaks you can get out of a big lumpy chuck roast. If you saw my live from yesterday, I said we were going to the business center for Costco. Turns out that's why I was to get these big slabs of meat that you can cut down into steaks, and I forget all the parts he tells me. I like kind of zone out because I'm like meat sensitive and it kind of freaks me out and it kind of grosses me out. And if I like look at it too long or smell it too long or hear about it too much, I like full on will not eat meat for I don't know how long. And I know it's not always the best option for me because I'm not that great at like getting proteins other places. So, or just the things that are in meats that you need, B12s and whatnot. So anyway, yeah, so he did that. I'm hoping that it'll be nice and clean up and won't smell like meat in the kitchen when I go out. All right, so this is just a very light lip color. All right, so if you like what I'm sharing, makeup, positivity, craziness, whatever, I would love it if you, one, shared my video. Two, if you're actually having fun watching my lives and you like want to not miss a live so you can like interact with me, because I know sometimes that happens. You can go up to the top up there where those three little buttons are. There's three little dots. If you click on that, it opens up a window, and then in that window it says turn on notifications. You can turn on the notifications, so whenever I do a live, you'll get notified, or whenever I do a post or whatever, then you'll know. That way you can come chat and hang out with me when I am here doing my thing. So that would be fun. And then you'd also make sure you get to see any sales that are happening, because we have a new month coming and I'm not like high up in the business where I get to know ahead of time what the new sales are. So I have to wait until March 1st, and then I get to see the new sales, and then I get to tell you guys about all the new sales. Since that's a weekday, I'll get to tell you in the evening. But super exciting. I'm excited to see what March's specials are. So yeah, so if you want to get those notifications right away, so you don't miss hanging out with me, then just go up there, hit the button, turn on the notifications, follow me, you can like my video, share my video. I'd appreciate any of it. But anyways, I hope you have a positively beautiful day, and yeah, stay positive, work on leveling yourself up, work on your perspectives, all those amazing things. Don't forget to take your collagen if you haven't today, and have a positively beautiful Sunday. I'll catch you later.